Welcome to an episode of my Linux driver tutorials. Today we will continue our discussions about character devices and I will show you how to read from and write to a device file. So let's go. As you can see here, I'm connected to my Raspberry Pi over SSH, and the first thing I will do is I will navigate into my Linux driver tutorials folder. So in here, every Linux kernel module or Linux driver I've created with the series has its own folder. And as a template for today's video, I will use the hello cdef folder. So let's create a new folder I will call 8 read write cdef. And let's navigate into it. So in this folder we have the C source file for our kernel module, we have a make file to build our kernel module, and we have a readme markdown file which gives you some more information about this kernel module if you are reading this on GitHub. Okay, so let's open up the hello cdef.c kernel module and let's see what we have here. So this is a very simple example of how to create a character device in a Linux driver. So in the init function we are using the register character device function. This function will allocate a device number for us and it will create the character device, and then it will bind the device number and the character device together. So the first argument here would be the major device number if we would want to have a static device number. If you're passing a 0 here, the register character device function will pick a free device number for us. Hello cdef is the label which will appear in proc devices when we have loaded this module, and the last argument here is a pointer with the file operations which are supported by our character device. And as we can see here, the only file operation we're supporting right now is a read function. So when a read function is called on this character device, the myRead callback function will be called, and here you can see the myRead callback function. But before we take a closer look at this function, let's also check out the exit function. So in the exit function we're just unregistering the character device. This means we are destroying the character device and we are freeing the allocated device number. Okay, but now back to the read function, or maybe first let me tell you the goal of today's video. So the goal of today's video is we want to create a character device, and in our driver we want to have a text buffer, and over from userspace we can read this buffer and we can also write it. So the first thing we need is a text buffer. Therefore I will create a variable I will call text, and this is an array of 256 characters. Or maybe let's only make it 64, because we don't need so much space here. Okay, so here you can see the prototype of the read callback. So the return value is from the type size_t, and this function returns the amount of bytes which were read successfully. And now let's take a look at the arguments of this function. The first one is a pointer from the type struct file. So struct file represents an opened file in the Linux kernel. So over this file pointer, we could access the permissions which were given to this file. We could access the file operations which were supported by this file, or we could use the private data. So when we're opening a device, we can assign a private data pointer, and when we are using the other callback functions like read or write, we can use this private data. I will show you how to use the private data field when I'm doing the video about dynamical memory allocation in a kernel module. And in today's video I won't use this file pointer, which is okay, but sometimes you do. If you want to learn more about this file pointer, please check out my last video I did here in this series. Okay, the next argument here is a pointer, a character pointer which points to a userspace buffer. And that's also what this under user macro is telling us. So this macro doesn't do anything, but it increases the readability of the code. Okay, and this here is the user buffer in which we want to have the data after we are done with the read function. So we have a buffer. Of course we need to know the length of the buffer, and therefore we have this len argument here. And the last argument here is a pointer, and this pointer gives us our current file offset. And the reason why this is a pointer is because after reading out 10 bytes, for example, we have to increase this pointer by 10. So in this case, you can think of this offset like the pointer to this or to the current character in our character array here. So when we are opening the device file, this offset will be set to 0. And if we read out 10 bytes, for example, after the read function will be set to 10, and so on and so forth. So for some driver implementations, you don't need an offset because you always want to read out the same thing or a construct of the same size, but today I will show you how to use this here. Okay, so the first thing I need to declare some variables. I will declare a not copied variable, I will declare a delta variable, and I will declare a toCopy variable. And the toCopy variable will contain the amount of bytes I will actually copy in this function. To calculate this, I will add the length of my userspace buffer and the current file offset, and I will check if it's smaller than size of text, because I can only read out 64 characters from this text buffer. In case this is smaller, then I will read out len bytes here. But in case len plus offset is bigger, I will read out size of text minus my current file offset. Okay. And here in this print, let's give some more information. Or maybe let's do it in one line. Sorry. Okay. So read is called. We want to read LD bytes, but actually only copying D bytes. The offset is LLD. So the first one is len, then I will print out toCopy, and last but not least, I will print out my file offset. Okay, the next thing I will do is I will check if the file offset is bigger or equal to size of text. Because if this file offset reached the end here, we can't read out any more bytes, and I will return 0 here. Okay, and now we are ready to actually doing the copying process from our text buffer into our user buffer. Therefore, I will use the copy from user, because we want to copy this user space. No, we will copy to user. Sorry. We want to take this text or the content of the text array, and we want to copy it into our user buffer. So the first argument is the destination, which is our user buffer. The next argument is our current position within the text array, and then we will copy toCopy bytes. And this function will return the bytes which were not copied successfully. So if we could copy toCopy bytes, not copied will be set to 0. And in case this value not copied is bigger than 0, I will print out a warning. Hello, cdef could only copy LD bytes. And here I will, or maybe first let's calculate the delta. toCopy minus not copied to. Okay, and down here I will return the delta here. Good, so much for the read callback. Now let's implement the write callback. So the write function looks just like the prototype of the read function. The only difference is that this user buffer now is a const character array, because we will only read it and we will store it into text. But the rest is very, very similar. So first we are calculating the amount of bytes we want to copy. Then we are using the function copy from user to copy into our text buffer at our current file operation, at our current file offset. The source is the user buffer, the amount of bytes we want to copy is to copy it, and the rest is identical. The only thing I missed is, of course, I have to increase now the file offset by the amount of bytes which could be read out or written successfully. So in both cases I have to increase my offset by delta. Okay, so that should be it. That should be almost it. The last and very important thing here is in this file operation struct I have to assign the write callback with my write. And now I should be able to compile this kernel module. So let's see if this works. Indeed it does. So now let me fire up tmux so I can spawn a second window in which I will show you the kernel's log. And then here I will load my kernel module with insmod. So you could see we have dynamically allocated major device number 236. And if I grab proc devices for this number, you can also see the major device number is 236 here. Good, then I have to create a device file, which I will call def hello 0. It's a character device number major 236 -0. And now let me try to write and read to this file. First, let's write something. Hello world. And I will write this to def hello. So you see, writing worked. And you can see here, write is called. We want to, this should be write, sorry, 13 bytes, but actually only copied 13 bytes. The offset is 0. Okay, now I will try to read this back out. And this is interesting. So of course, this returns the value which we have written into this file, but you can see the read function was actually called twice. So here the number of bytes was set to a very high number, but we will only copy 64 bytes. The offset is 0. Then, so cat did a first read and the read returned 64 because we read 64 bytes. But cat only terminates if the read function returns 0. So it did a second read. This time the offset is set to 64, which is equal to the size of our text variable. The read returned 0 and cat terminated. Cool. And maybe one last thing I want to show you is, let's write a very small user space application. So in this user space application, we will also opening a file, and I will declare a character here. So I will open my def hello 0 file with read and write permissions. In case the file descriptor is smaller than 0, we have an error here with the open function, and I will return this error. And what I will do here is while read file descriptor. So I will read from the file descriptor, I will read into this character here, and I will read 1 byte. And as long as this returns a value bigger than 0, I will print out my current character. And at the end, I will close the file and I will return with 0. Okay. So let me compile this C application. And if I run this, you see the read. The read function is called 64 times, or even 65 times basically, and the offset is increased by every call. And basically here it prints out hello world because that's the array, or that's what we have written into it. If I change it to my read and write is working, and if I call this again, yeah, it also gets back this value here. Okay, cool. So I guess that's that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video and learned something. In case you want to support my work, you can buy me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/honestforlinux. So thanks for watching and goodbye.